has come back. The McGarry medalist, well within kicking distance.
Pretty smart sort of a player too.
He is a smart sort of a player within kicking distance. The ball dry at the moment. For how long? Because this rain is getting heavier. I think we'll see some pretty scrambly football right throughout the night. And Laurie Archon deciding on a bounce. Or is he going to throw it in the air?
Well, it hasn't rained since December in Adelaide, and of course they've had a tremendous burst of rain here today. It rained most of the day, and of course it had a bit of a spell, Pete, and it's starting again now.
Knocked down by Parsons and picked up by Johnson. The ball going out towards Melbourne through the agency of Bailey. And Bailey played a very good game on Saturday. He was taken from the field during the second quarter, and we couldn't work that out because he had about 8 possessions, 6 kicks and a couple of hand passes, but came back on in the remaining quarters and played a very good match.
Well, it's absolutely pelting down here at Football Park. A great stadium, Pete. We say that every time we come over here, but I think the Adelaide football people should be very proud of this ground.
Picked up by Hart again, so that's his second possession for the night, up towards the half-forward line again for North Adelaide. The Roosters doing well at the moment. A free kick has been paid here, and it will be going to North Adelaide, I think. Let's see who's going to take it. It's going to be Antrobus. So he's had a couple of possessions as well. He's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. And the mark is taken by Hart again. So Hart in the thick of things, Pete. He started well.
Yes, he is. He likes getting out on his own, Lou, like most footballers. But I tell you what, sides that can kick goals and get early goals tonight will have a big advantage.
Nearly 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Hart comes in for his shot, won't quite make the distance. Peter Moore was spoilt by Turner. Dietrich has a shot off the ground, and the ball finally kicked through by Poynton. So the former Fitzroy player bringing up the first goal of the match at the 2-minute mark.
Very slippery conditions. I reckon about 3 goals in front he'd win the match, Peter.
No, I'd agree with that, Lou. Grenville Dietrich, you mentioned before, kicked 11 last Saturday against Malcolm Blight's side, Woodville.
Punched out by Turner in front of Parsons. Going after to meet it now is Darren Jarman, but the ball is out of bounds.
Interesting you mentioned 3 goals. Now the best losers also advanced to the quarterfinals, and the best losers score at the moment is a deficit of 26 points, the Swans and Collingwood.
Now Jarman, are they related to the famous cricketer guy that played here for many years?
Definitely not, Lou.
No relation.
No.
That's Burke getting one on the back. The umpire said play on as Turner gets a hurried kick back out there. Stretch couldn't pick it up, but he won't give him. He's a very determined player. Plenty of fumbling going on as the ball is driven up there by Robert Flower over Melbourne's half-forward line. Healy in front. Couldn't hold that mark. Punched on by Moore. Coming in to meet it now. That's Clisby. Clisby couldn't get clear. Flower tries to get clear, but they pick him up. Now it's Fidge getting clear, but they grab him. He's grabbed. Oh, well tackled by John Riley. And this fella's a tough player and a good player down there in defence. And he's taken the free kick out there at half-back. 8.5 minutes gone. Melbourne still yet to score. North Adelaide 1 goal, 6 points. More in front. Got one hand to it. Bit of fumbling going on. They're all trying to get that. Steve Riley going in after it now, but the umpire's found a free kick. And Steve Riley will take the free kick at half-back. Riley's kick is up towards North Adelaide's half-forward. That's a good mark taken there by Joe Regolo.
2 Regolos in the side tonight. This one played on Saturday as well and did some pretty good work in defence. Over to Batterston from half-back. The ball out towards Johnson, who was a little bit down on form. Could have been a free kick behind play there, but the advantage rule would be paid. Johnson's kick up towards full forward, and Reynolds can't take a chance for Melbourne's first score. Here he has a snapshot, out of bounds or a behind. It's a point, so Melbourne's first score took them a while to get that one. 9 minutes and 17 seconds to be precise. Ria Healy we haven't seen much of in latter days. He had, I think from memory, glandular fever last year. But a very talented young footballer, and we hope for better things for him during season 1986.
Got some big players in this North Adelaide side, Peter.
Yeah, it's a tall side. They've got two big ruckmen, Lou, and they like running the ball a lot. And as we said, a couple of runners out, but I think they'll acquit themselves pretty well.
Wildy was the man in front, number 23, but couldn't take the grab. 17 for Melbourne is Frank Regolo, and 42 is Redden. Bounce goes rather askew. F. or Burke got one in the back of ever I've seen one, but it's out of bounds in front of Lyon and a little bit closer to Melbourne's goal, almost in their right forward pocket.
Well, at least it stopped raining, Pete.
That's we can be thankful for small mercies. Yeah, we had some very heavy showers in Adelaide today, and we were caught in one of them. Finally picked up by Riley. Riley gets the hand pass out to Parsons. Parsons in turn up towards the centre wing position, where it's picked up by Jarman. Jarman's kicked down towards the left half forward flank for the Roosters. They're playing pretty well at the moment. That was almost a throw. against Bailey, but the umpire didn't see it. And it will be a boundary throw-in as John Northey takes an interesting look at proceedings. Wilson was the high flyer there. Should be roving, not doing the ruck work perhaps. The Brownlow medalist, but it's going to be a free kick to Melbourne. It will be taken by Newport. Number 24 for Melbourne is Bailey, 34 is Newport, with the free kick right half-back flank. High ball towards centre wing. Over the top is Hay. Chance for Redden. Johnson beats him to it. Flower selected on the wing, where he should be playing. One of the best in the country. Reynolds got offloaded, had to beat a striking charge before he played here tonight. Picked up by Wilson again. Wilson's kick could almost be a score. It's stopping Wildy from the goal square. Short pass, gets it out and turn towards Arnold on the half-back line. He's got a good turn of speed, gets clear of Richards. Short pass again out towards Carglaw and Flower. It's out of bounds on the centre wing position out of side.
11.5 minutes gone of the first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. This match coming to you live from Adelaide, I should say. 1 goal, 6 points. North Adelaide to Melbourne yet to 1 point. Waiting for the ball to come back. It's Wilson breaking clear now. Goes for a short pass. It's okay. And that's a good mark taken there by, this is Frank Regolo. So Frank Regolo's got the mark there at centre half forward for Melbourne. Drives it long. It's a good kick. Oh, well saved that time by the big fella. That was Wildy. And it's pushed through for 1 point.
I noticed just looking at Wilson, I think he's playing in the centre on Andrew Jarman. I thought that Chris Connolly might have started there. Has Wilson played much in the centre recently, Lou?
Well, he usually plays in the centre. They move him all over the ground, and Connolly making a bit of a comeback now. There's a good mark taken by Clist. He's pushed over the line that time by Line. That goes together. So the free kick will go. 15-metre penalties out there at half-back now for North Adelaide. Flower got under that one, lost. No, it wasn't Flower. Yes, it was Flower. Lost sight of it completely, and the ball is still out of bounds up towards Melbourne's half-forward line. About 75, 80 metres around from their goal. It's a long way around, particularly here at Football Park. Knocked out by the big fella Bennett. Now it comes to Wilson now. Wilson's kick is a grub. It's a poor one. Frank Regolo couldn't pick it up. Grabbed by Line. He fumbled the ball. Goes after it again. He goes for a hand pass. Not a good one. Plenty of players making mistakes, but that's okay because it's very slippery out there. And the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward about 60 metres out from the Melbourne goal. There were 2 points on the board to North Adelaide. 1 goal, 6 points. Knocked out by Moore. Grabbed that time by Burke. Burke's kick is a high one up there towards the full forward position. Players set themselves. It hits the deck. Coming in to meet it is Healy. Gets upended. Reynolds can't get clear. They're putting plenty of pressure on him now, North Adelaide, as Wilson goes through, but he's got to fall to the ground to stop it getting away from him. And Antrovus gets it out now, and the ball driven away by the big fella. That was Armfield. The ball back there, plenty of fumbling again. This gives a chance to Peter Moore, showing a bit of dash, but it's a bad hand pass. And the ball picked up that time by Darren Jarman. There's a go now for Bennett. He fumbled the ball. Golly, nearly a free kick against Joe Regolo. Back it comes to Parsons. Parsons balks like a rover, and a beautiful hand pass coming over to Tello. Shot at goal. By golly, that deserved more than that. That was good play on the part of North Adelaide. And it's a point on the board. So they go to 1 goal, 7 points. To Melbourne, 2 points only yet to score a goal as we approach the 14-minute mark of this first quarter.
Well, Melbourne haven't really looked like scoring a goal, Lou, have they?
Certainly haven't.
They've been breaking down badly across the half-forward line. That could have almost been a free kick against Robbie Flower from the back. The ball paddled out towards him again. Up towards Wilson now. Wilson a little bit slow to get rid of the ball. It's out of bounds, though, so saith the boundary umpire, and it will be a boundary throw-in pretty well on the centre wing. 7 plays 2. 28 is Parsons. 41 Turner. It's a real scramble out there. It could have been construed as a free kick, but not so from the umpire, and it's going to be a bounce.
I like their tackling style, North Adelaide.
Yes, John Riley is probably the best tackler on the side, Lou. They do tackle well. North Adelaide have run the ball forward pretty well. Melbourne seem to be struggling a little bit when they get it to half forward.
Certainly are.
Ball finally picked up by Flower. Up to Richards. Tries to get clear of Armfield. Good tackle out there. Just echoing the point made earlier. Now a chance for the Demons to go forward as it's driven up towards the left half-forward flank. Out comes Reynolds. No one to give it to. Plenty of opposition down there from Arnold. Good tackle. Riley goes in very solidly, and we'll see a bounce at half-forward for Melbourne. And that's about as far as they've got so far, except for one exception, or a couple of exceptions. One behind was rushed. Knocked down by Parsons. Johnson fires out the hand pass, picked up by Richards again. Towering punt kick up towards the full forward position, and the ball bouncing over the head of Fidge and through for 1 point to Melbourne, their third. And so the Demons take their score to 3 points. North Adelaide 1-1-7, a difference of 4. First 2 quarters of 20 minutes in the Foster's Cup. The mark taken by Jarman in the right back pocket. Jarman's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. A long way home certainly, but Armfield has it. Armfield looks for a hand pass. Gets it to Caror. Over in turn goes to his teammate in Hart, who started off in fine fettle in the first few minutes. And the ball will be out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be taken by Bailey with it. No, he's given it over to Regolo. That's Joe Regolo from left centre wing. Regolo's kick up to the half-forward line, where Melbourne have been breaking down. Now, can Batterston do something with it? Batterston's gone for a hand pass. Knock on again by Healy. Tries to get clear of Hart. Snaps the kick back to Fidge, who was caught holding the ball before. Fidge has gone for a snapshot at goal. Will bounce through. No, won't bounce through for a point. It's out of bounds in Melbourne's left forward pocket.
17 minutes gone of this first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. 1 goal, 7 points. North Adelaide to Melbourne, 3 points only, yet to score a goal. They're finding it hard to do that. As Clisby trying to get a hand pass. That could be a goal by stretch. Yes, it's a goal. They're first. Back in the centre again. Melbourne in front. Melbourne in front by 2 points, and it's North Adelaide going back into attack as we see the ball driven up there by Point. Not a good one. Redden grabs that. They soon collar him. That was a good tackle by Newport. The ball pushed out wide now. Going in to meet it now is Hart. He's a pretty good determined player as the ball goes down towards the forward pocket. It's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 30 metres around from the North Adelaide goal. They're 1 goal, 7 points to Melbourne, 1 goal, 9 points. Just on 18.5 minutes gone of this first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. Picked up by Greg Hill. He started off all right tonight. He's had quite a few touches as the ball goes out of bounds. But it's still on North Adelaide's half-forward line, and they're putting plenty of pressure on Melbourne. They can't break away from them, but it's slippery conditions out there that makes it difficult for both sides. Ball pushed out by Moore again. In goes Jarman. He couldn't get clear. Down they go left and right. That's Poynton on the bottom of the pack for North Adelaide, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 40 metres out from the North Adelaide goal. They're pretty determined to beat Melbourne too. North Adelaide very confident about a win here tonight as Moore tries to force the ball through. They're all fumbling again, and finally it's pushed back to Bailey. He can't get clear. Hand pass comes from Armfield. Still messing about by both sides. And that's Burke down there at the bottom of the pack as he goes for a push out. It's on the boundary line, picked up by Wilson, but the umpire said it's out of bounds. Well, there's Dietrich. He's pretty well built. So he should be. He's got a fantastic diet, they tell me. It's a fluid one, but certainly hasn't affected him in the last 2 matches. I think he's kicked
20 goals for the year.
20 goals for the year. It's not a bad effort. Kicked 11 last Saturday, so that's him there. But he's one of the great personnel. He's a great guy to talk to. Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Redden against Moore. At the back is Bennett. Next week, Bennett got the tap down to Hart, but he couldn't get clear. And we're just on siren time as we see North Adelaide 1 goal, 7 points to Melbourne 1 goal, 9 points. 2 points the difference. And I reckon if any side's 3 goals in front by the third quarter, they win that match. There's the siren to win the first quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. It's North Adelaide 1 goal, 7 points to Melbourne 1 goal, 9.
Second quarter from Football Park. 2 points the difference in favour of Melbourne. 1-3-9 to 1-1-7, leading North Adelaide as we see the bounce for the start of the second term. North Adelaide this quarter kicking to the right. A chance now for Till to pick the ball up, which he does so. Gets it high, looking for Dietrich. Couldn't take the mark. Parsons is there. Poynton was there likewise. Now Parsons finally flicks out a hand pass. It wasn't a good one. It went to Hart. In goes Antrobus. And it will be a bounce about 15 metres out from goal.
I like Hart style, Peter.
Yep, he's right down at ankle level there.
Yep.
Parsons tries to pick the ball up, the big fellow. Now the ball finally picked up for North Adelaide and driven forward by Darren Jarman. 3 Melbourne players are there, and it's left to Johnson. Johnson goes for a pass around towards the wing position, and a good mark is taken by John Riley. John Riley on left centre wing. Played 1 game with Footscray. Bennett got 2 hands to the ball. Tiller had it and then lost it. Chance for Regolo. Seemingly got a push in the back, but not seen by the umpire, and it's going to be a bounce on Melbourne's left half, on rather North Adelaide's left half forward flank. Very heavy shower of rain in the first quarter, making conditions very greasy for the players. Ball out to Tiller. Down towards Hart, went for the knock on. In goes, that was Turner. Now, it's left to Hart again. Just about North Adelaide's best player. He has a shot at goal. That looks pretty good, and I think he's put it through. He has for North Adelaide's second. Well, he's been a good player all night, Pete, hasn't he?
Well, I'd agree with that. He really has been their best player because he's been at the ball all the time, and he was under a bit of pressure too. He got the ball well, Lou, and I like the way that he kept his eyes open. He knew what was going on around him.
Yes, certainly did, and he got into his, got himself balanced nicely, didn't he?
Yeah, good player, and they've got some nippy rovers, North Adelaide.
6 kicks. And that was North Adelaide's second goal, 2-1-13 to 1-3-9, just past the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, and it's going to be a free kick to the Roosters to be taken by Antrovas.
Antrovas goes wide to that flank, looking there for Carlo. It was too long. There's a chance now for Poynton. Picked it up beautifully down there, and Hart's got it again. And we nominated this guy. He looks good to me.
Position number 7, Lou.
He's played it. He's a dangerous player. Let's watch that again.
Yeah, he was under a cloud during, well, yesterday and the day before with an injury too, Lou. So he's worked hard to get into the game, and I think now that he's there, he wants to do well.
Certainly doing well now. Got a chance for his second goal, and of course it'll be North Adelaide's third. This will give them a good start in this second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. There's the kick on its way. Now that's a beautiful goal by Hart. Well deserved. And the crowd going mad here because I must say it's a one-eyed crowd, but that's understandable. 3 goals, 1-19 North Adelaide to Melbourne. 1 goal, 3-9 points.
Certainly looking around the ground, Lou, I can't see any Melbourne supporters, so I think you're dead right there.
A nice pick-up by Poynton too to get it down to him.
Was it ever? And it was a good kick for goal, and I think we might find that southern end is the scoring end.
Well, Melbourne failed. If that's the case, knocked out by Redden, grabbed here by Burke, but the umpires found a free kick. It'll go to North Adelaide again. I think Redden will get the free kick, so they're ready to go back into attack again, and they're putting plenty of pressure on the Demons. It's a long way to come to get to be beaten. Oh, nearly a mark to Parsons. Got his hands with the ball knocked out. Coming out to meet it now was Bennett. The ball kicked off the ground. Picked up by Batterston over to Flower. Flower out there at half back goes for a pass. No one can take the mark. Line was grabbed, but goes up. Couldn't go after the ball. This is Armfield coming clear now. And a long hand pass coming out wide to Antrovas. And this fella can certainly move as he sends the ball up there towards Bennett. And there's the big fella Parsons again. Gets his kick. It's a hurried one. It's a wobbly old kick looking there. There's a chance for a goal for Poynton. He's only got to pick it up. Can he pick it up? He turns. He's on the boundary line. He made hard work. Now Dietrich with a chance to mark. He's got it. And the Barrel's got it up there in front of goal. It'll be cheers tonight if he wins the game here. I'll tell you that. He'll knock a couple over.
Great play again from Poynton, though, Lou, wasn't it?
Yes, and that was a great mark taken by Dietrich. He's only about 3 metres out from goal, dead in front. And any guy that can kick 11 goals in a match won't miss this one for sure. This will give them a great start. He's going for their 4th. There it is on its way, and it's right through the middle. So it's North Adelaide now. 4 goals, 1-25 to Melbourne. In the hot seat, 1 goal, 3-9 points.
Yeah, initially Parsons did very well to get that ball around for a big chap, and Poynton, I agree with Peter Landy, he really had to work. He had the chance then to boot it, but the ball's slippery. We've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And Big Granville, he just about could have swallowed that one in his mouth, I reckon. He really loved it when he got a hold of it, and it was a good goal.
First goal to Dietrich, 4-1 to 1-3 at Football Park in Adelaide. The Demons in trouble at the moment. Healy. Regolo. Out to Johnson. And a free kick, yes, free kick going Alan Johnson's way. Johnson to take the free kick at the right half-forward flank for Melbourne. They badly need a goal here. Kicking against the breeze, it would appear. Reynolds up high, but flying from behind. Good tackle by Lyon. Melbourne player went down, Greg Healy, but no free kick from umpire Laurie Argent. And it's going to be a bounce about 15 metres out from Melbourne's goal. And they've scored one so far. Knocked down by Big Redden, picked up by Arnold. Arnold's kick out towards the half-back line. Johnson again, Melbourne's best player in my book so far. Long kick by Johnson. That looks pretty good from here. I think he's put it through. He has. Bounce in the centre favours Moore. If he can find a rover, had a fresh air shot. And it goes to ground, and so too does Newport. Bit lucky to perhaps get a free kick from that. It was in the back. Newport out towards the edge of the square. Ball went through the legs of Carmore. Antrobus might make amends for the Roosters. He does. He's got a good turn of speed. This fellow, he's gone for a pass down towards the right half-forward flank, looking for Jarman, who hoops it off the ground, and the ball rebounding off the chest of Rigoldo, and it's going to be out of bounds on the centre wing position.
Over the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, and North Adelaide looking good. 4 goals, 1-25 to Melbourne. 2 goals, 3-15 on North Adelaide's half-forward line. Pushed out by Moore that time. Going after his Antrobus. I don't think he'll be playing for South Australia too long after the Spies watch him tonight.
Signed by Essendon, isn't he, Pete, I think?
Yes, Kevin Sheedy's got him. He's got a few players lately, hasn't he?
Certainly has. They need him out there at Essendon too. They're flying high over the pack that time. Was a good mark taken there by Steve Riley. Stephen Riley's kick is back over the half-forward line. Coming in to meet it now is Turner. Anticipated that well. A hand pass out wide to Stretch. It'll bounce okay out there at half-back. Right on the point of the square. He goes wide looking for Fidge. Fidge waits for it to bounce. He should have gone in to meet that one. He's on the boundary line now. He's lost it. There's a hand pass coming back as the ball is pushed back there to Clisby, but he stopped. There's a bit of fumbling going on, and the ball finally pushed out to Johnson, who kicked their last goal. There's a chance for another one. That's a long kick. It might make the well played that time by the fullback Arnold. Saved it nicely. That was good defensive football. And that's a point to Melbourne. So it's 2 goals, 4-16 Melbourne to North Adelaide, 4 goals, 1-25. As we wait now for Arnold to bring the ball back into play for North Adelaide. Out towards Peter Moore. The back that time was Red, and I think he just about grabbed it off Moore, but the umpire said play on. Chance now for Jarman to get it back. Oh, he ran into trouble that time, Hart. That's the first mistake he's made. Down goes Hill. That was a beautiful tackle. The umpire calling play on. No big partners now as the ball is picked up by Armfield. A hand pass coming out here wide from Riley. But the kick is back to Carlon. A chance now for North Adelaide to go deep into attack, but he's gone for a hand pass. That was a fumble by Hart, but he's still got his kick up there towards the big fella. Coming in to meet it now is Antrobus, but he's off target. Did he get it in the back? I think he did. Yes, he's got it in the back, and the umpire spotted that. He's a South Australian, I must admit, but it was a definite push in the back.
I think even umpire Saws would have played that one. That's a... If you wanted to describe a push in the back, I think that was a classic.
I'd say so. Antrobus, a very good player. Both he and Arnold really tearing them to pieces at the moment. They've got no answer, these 2 small players. There's the kick. Oh, it's a shocker right across goal. The big pass will mark it. He's got the mark. Now let's see whether the big fella can show the little fella how to kick the goal, because he's on about the same angle, except he's on the other side of the goal.
He is, Lou. He's a top basketballer actually in our basketball league here, and he's in 2 minds. Some people like playing cricket in the summer. He likes playing basketball.
25 plays 16. North Adelaide in front. And there's the kick. But he's off target, and it's through for a point. So they move to 4 goals, 26 points to Melbourne. 2 goals, 4, 16 points. And I would say that Melbourne are in plenty of trouble, Peter.
They are. They'd be a lot worse off without number 9, Alan Johnson. Not the best kick out from full back I've seen. Missed by Tiller. Lyon soccers it off the ground. Went to Jarman. Jarman's gone for a short pass. Back to Tiller, who takes the mark in front of Burke, about 55 metres from goal.
It's a very good kick too, Peter. He'll probably lob that in the square, I would think.
With a dry ball, he could probably just about kick it if that's the case.
Should imagine this ground will dry out pretty quickly, because it'll be sandy soil here, Peter.
Yes, and very windy too, Lou.
Certainly windy. Into the square at the back is Peter Moore. Thumps the ball to turf pretty quickly. The ball paddled out towards the boundary line. It will be over, and the throw-in will take place in the right forward pocket for North Adelaide. Only a few metres from the behind post, as you can see. Moore and Parsons. Chance for Dietrich. Batterston out towards Robbie Flower. Will beat him, I think. Ball over the boundary line again, or is it still in play? Still in play. Now it's a free kick. Out of bounds, right the first time. Right half forward flank. North Adelaide. Roosters leading at the moment. 4 goals 2 to 2 goals 4. Knocked away from Regalvo, but picked up by Jarman. Jarman's kick is down towards the full forward position, or almost a free kick to Dietrich. Touched off the hands and through for further behind.
Thought he got it in the back then too.
Could have been close.
I think Melbourne having a little bit of trouble in ruck. I don't think they've got any dominance there at all. I think Redden and Parsons are doing pretty well there.
Yes, doing well. Moore's done a few things around the ground, but picked up by Regalvo here at right half-back flank. He gets clear of Bennett. His kick is a long one towards the boundary line. Riley doing battle out there with Regalvo, but it's out of bounds again, and we'll see a boundary throw-in on the centre wing position.
Of course, we've got the 2 Regalos playing tonight.
2 Rileys.
2 Rileys.
2 Jarmans.
Joe Regalo is at centre half-back, and on the half-forward flank for Melbourne is Frank Regalo.
Free kick to Melbourne. Will be taken out there by Lyon. And Johnson possibly their best players, Lou, at the moment. They've carried them, haven't they, at the moment?
Well, Johnson's their best player by far, Peter.
Off the hands of Wilson, picked up by Parsons. Seems to be covering plenty of territory. Likewise, this fellow, number 3 for the Roosters, and that's Hart. Certainly ran his full 15 metres there. Gets it back to Wildy, then turned back to Riley. Riley showing a clean pair of heels to Reynolds and a long kick.
And he's gone out wide, flying high. That time was Tiller's. A chance now for Bennett, but he's got into the back of his Melbourne opponent stretch, and the umpire's playing a free kick. And Northey going mad there in the coach's box. He'd have plenty of worries because Melbourne not looking too good at this particular stage of the match. Just on the 13-minute mark of the second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. North Adelaide 27 points to Melbourne 16 points. Now it goes to Wilson right on the boundary line, and he'll take it out of bounds. There might be a free kick for dropping the ball. It was. Good decision by the umpire, and let's say this, these 2 umpires are doing a pretty good job under these conditions, giving them plenty of latitude.
They are, Lou, and the tackling from North Adelaide still pretty good.
Certainly is. Well, they're giving Melbourne a lesson. There's a free kick. It'll go out there to Bennett. Bennett, the centre half forward out there on that half back line, gets it up to Redden. One hand to it with Turner, but they've forced it out of bounds. But it's back there on the attacking zone for North Adelaide, about 75 metres around from their goal. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Knocked out that time by Moore. Coming into metre as this passes. He spins away like a rover, but he couldn't get clear. Picked up now by Batterston. He's kicked with half smothered. No, he said it wasn't touched, and the ball is out of bounds. It'll be a penalty free kick to go down there to John Riley. Well, the 2 Riley boys are doing well.
He might have to jump the fence, Lou.
Well, the ball stuck up there in the race, but there's a trainer going over to get it.
Yeah, Stephen Riley is a good player also, Lou. He's played most of his football in defence, but he's certainly coming on. Pretty pacey tonight.
Waiting now for the ball to come back there towards the centre of the ground. Grabbed by Lyon. Lyon shoots away quickly. He goes for a kick down there towards that centre wing position in the forward pocket. The pack fly pushed out by Arnold. Chases after the ball again. There's fumbling going on. Clisby gets a hand pass back. Going through is Stretch. Back it goes to Batterston. And we're waiting now for the ball to be sent back towards the full forward position for Melbourne. Charge for Flower. He's got it. And Flower would be only about, let me see. Flower would be about 25, 30 metres out from goal directly in front of Melbourne. Badly needing this goal. There it is on its way. But the Melbourne skipper's off target. He's put it out of bounds, so it's not Melbourne's night tonight so far. 4 goals, 3:27 North Adelaide to Melbourne. 2 goals, 4:16 just on the 15-minute mark of the second quarter of the Foster's Football Cup from Adelaide Park.
Ball back into play. Regalvo got 2 hands to it. Picked up again by Hart. Just about man of the match at the moment. The ball over the boundary line in front of Armfield, and once again it will be a boundary throw-in. 4-3 plays 2-4 in the Foster's Cup. And both ruckmen well astray there. Riley nearly had his head pulled off. He'll take the free kick logically. At left half-back flank for the Roosters. Riley goes for the long one. And off the hands of Hay. I think it was out of bounds. Touched, was it? Yes, and so it will once again be a boundary throw-in.
They look a bigger side to me than Melbourne too, North Adelaide, Peter.
He's just looking around the ground. I think you're right, Lou. I wouldn't say they're the biggest side here, so Melbourne wouldn't be the biggest side in Melbourne either, would they?
No, but normally we are bigger teams generally, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Ball picked up by Jarman. Up towards left half-forward flank for North Adelaide. All cleared away by Melbourne, back towards the centre wing position, and the mark is taken for the Demons out there by Stretch. Stretch is kicked back towards centre wing.
His bloke doing a good job, big Parsons.
Doing a big job, a good job, Parsons. I tell you what, he's pretty fast for a big guy, Pete. You mentioned he played basketball, and that his fitness is counting tonight.
Well, I think you could tell by the way he took that mark there was a bit of basketball there.
Antrovis fires out the hand pass. Long kick up towards full forward. Dietrich at the back. In the back mark. What was it? He's paid the mark.
It was a great effort, Peter.
That was from Jarman, that kick.
There's something about this guy. You've got to admit that. I like him.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone in this town that doesn't like him, Lou. He's a real character and a very likeable man.
It looks like a miniature version of the galloping gasometer, doesn't
Well,
it?
he's you could call him the army. He's got everything up front there, hasn't he?
That could be his second goal. One in the goal umpire for that one. It's through. Dietrich is second. 5-3 to 2-4. Hart has 2, Dietrich 2, and Poynton 1 for North Adelaide as we take a replay of the mark. It certainly was a long kick.
And in these conditions too, where the ball, I would say, still a bit slippery. Big Grenville, he had it all the way. There was no way known he was going to let that one go. And 2 goals in these conditions, as I mentioned before, from a full forward like him. A very good effort. 5-5, in fact 5-3 North Adelaide, Melbourne 2-4.
33 plays 16. Fidge off for Melbourne and Connolly on. Ball back into the centre. Once again, North Adelaide showing the way, knocked away by Healy. Hay is in there likewise for the Roosters. He can't get clear. In goes Johnson, probably Melbourne's best player at the moment. It's paddled out to Wilson. Chance for the Roosters again as it comes out to Hay. Well shepherded by Parsons on centre wing. His kick is short down towards half-forward. That's a fine mark taken by Bennett. Bennett left half-forward flank. Decides to get the ball moving quickly. He's gone for a pass. Leading out well as Dietrich. He couldn't take the grab on that occasion. Finally picked up by Jarman. Jarman in all sorts of trouble. Could have almost been penalised. Gets it back to Antrobus in the pocket. His kick is high. At the back is Bailey. Knocked through by Moore. 1 point to North Adelaide. And the scores now North Adelaide, as Mike Noonan watches, interestingly, 5-4 to 2-4. 3 goals the difference.
Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. Melbourne in plenty of trouble. They're trailing by 18 points. Punched out that time by Clisby, and they're doing it well, North Adelaide. They're looking like a football team compared with Melbourne. Melbourne's got no system at all about their play. 19 minutes gone. Pushed out by Moore. Chance for Jarman to pick that up. That's Darren Jarman over to Antrobus, but he was well collared that time, but he was in a bit of a huddle there, couldn't get out, and the umpire said it's out of bounds. But it's still on North Adelaide's half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. Melbourne get the ball down there for them. They've got no attack at all because they've got no method about their style. That's Andrew Jarman going through. He was grabbed by the leg or tripped, and the umpire said it's a free kick out there at half-forward. He's looking for a lead here. Out comes the big fella Dietrich. He's under the pack, bottom of the pack, going through for Melbourne is Burke. Burke's in a bit of trouble too. He's grabbed, well slung down, back to point, and it could be a goal. They're running over the top, and that's his second. Oh, that was bad play on the part of Burke, but good play on the part of Poynton. 6 goals, 4-40 to Melbourne, 2 goals, 4-16.
Again, the tackle, Lou, it was a brilliant one, and Poynton, of course, played a fair bit of football for Fitzroy in Melbourne, and he really is a sharpshooter. He's an opportunist, a half-forward specialist. That was a great goal.
Well, it's 4 goals the difference now. 40 plays 16. And there's the siren to win the first quarter, the first half. And we see North Adelaide looking good. 6 goals, 4-40 to Melbourne, 2 goals, 4-16. They're ready to start the third quarter, and it's 4 goals the difference in favour of North Adelaide. There she goes. Melbourne in the hot seat as the ball hits the deck. And the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Melbourne, and to take the free kick will be Newport at centre field. This is Newport driving it out there towards that half-forward line for Melbourne. They badly need a quick goal here. That's Riley, John Riley. He's a real half-back flag if I've ever seen one. He plays a solid game, this fella, doesn't he?
He does, Lou. He really holds the ball to the ground. He won't let the opposition get it, and there's a bit of fly swatting going on there?
Well, a bit of friendliness, but they've been well on top. Their tackling's been superb tonight, and of course their forward line looks good as we see Patterson knock the ball out. That's Clisby going clear, couldn't get out, and falling on top there was Riley. That's Stephen Riley. The umpire will ball it up again about 45 metres out from the Melbourne goal. They're 2 goals, 4-16 to North Adelaide, 6-4-40. A difference of 24 points. And that'll take a bit of picking up under these conditions tonight. Well, they've been well on top in the ruck as the ball is picked up by Patterson. A putt shot at goal, but he'll be off target, and it'll bounce through for 1 point. So they move to 2 goals, 5-17. To North Adelaide, 6 goals, 4-40. So that's a difference of 23 points now as we wait now for Arnold to bring the ball back into play. There's a short pass, a dangerous one. But Jarman didn't let him down. Andrew Jarman has played very well in the centre tonight. And a good mark taken there by Line. Around about the centre wing position. Ready to send Melbourne deep into attack. He's gone for a short pass. It'll be okay, and it's marked here by Bailey. Bailey be about 45 metres out from goal. Quickly plays on. He had to kick it quickly then. 2 down it goes, and there'll be a mark. No, he's not going to play that. Wilson grabbed it, but I think it may have hit the deck, and the umpire will ball it up in the forward pocket position. Into this quarter by just on 2 minutes. And Melbourne still trailing by 23 points. Knocked out by Redden. Well, they've absolutely dominated the ruck, North Adelaide, haven't they, tonight?
That's where they've got their start, and it's amazing in deciding whether or not an umpire's given the right free kick. Brian Wilson didn't seem to argue about that one, so he must have dropped it before it hit the ground.
Peter Moore gets this tap out. Might find Adrian Batterston. The ball bounces favourably for him. Had to get a hurried kick. It was a pretty good tackle. The ball into the goal square. Good tackle by Wilson. Almost a throw. But it's going to be a North Adelaide free kick, and it will be taken by Arnold, the full-back. Arnold's gone for a short pass again. This time it's taken by Tiller in the right-back pocket.
It's played a fair game too, Peter.
Long kick by Tiller up towards the half-back line. Redden getting underneath the ball. So to Russell Richards. It goes to Kyle. Kyle on 2 and gets a hand pass out to Hart. And Hart's certainly been one of the Roosters' best players right throughout the night. The kick not well directed, though. The chances down there for Turner. Gets the hand pass out to Lyon. Lyon's short pass was a shocker, and the mark is taken on the centre wing by Hart again. Hart a long way from goal. Parsons tries to knock the ball away from Turner. Not successful. No one making any headway there. Jarman might have pushed a player in the back.
Well, there was an old basketball move. That
Parsons.
That should be a round ball out there.
Chance for the Roosters again to go forward. Picked up by Jarman. He's flicked out a hand pass. That could be all right too. Poynton has a shot at goal. He's already kicked a couple, but off target on that occasion, the former Fitzroy player, and puts it through for only a point. 6-5 to 2-5, and still the difference is 4 goals as it was at half-time.
Gee, that was an amazing movement by Andrew Jarman, and if North Adelaide had scored then at the non-scoring end, I think Melbourne would be in big trouble.
I agree with that, certainly. Burke's kick, long one. Ball taken away for the Demons by Russell Richards, up towards half-forward. But a good mark taken by Wildey. From half-back, long towards the point of the square. Plenty of players out there. Hay beaten for it by Stretch. Hard in pursuit. He covers more ground than Burke and Wills, that fellow. I'm not kidding. Jarman fumbles. The opportunity for Peter Moore might be a free kick, but he paid the advantage rule, and the Demons swing deep into attack, and that's a good mark by Robbie Flower. Not paid. Didn't hold it long enough, says the umpire. Flower still a chance. Now Melbourne go forward. Healy takes the hand pass at half forward. He can score from there and has put it through for 4 points in a badly needed one.
Well, it's 18 points the difference. 41 plays 23. 18 points the difference. Just on the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. And North Adelaide 41 to Melbourne 23. Out it goes now to Tiller. Kicks it off the ground. That's the way to play it. Drives it down towards their half-forward line. Tiller going after it again. In goes Line. He's playing down there in defence at the moment. So they're pretty desperate. They're moving players all over the place, Melbourne, to try and rectify their bad first half. And it was a bad one too. Well, then again, we'd be taking a little bit of credit away from North Adelaide because they've played pretty well here tonight. Ball picked up here now by Hart, starring down there on that for the North Adelaide team as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in about 60 metres around from their goal. Over the 5.5-minute mark, North Adelaide 6-5-41 to Melbourne 3-5-23. Moore grabbed that one. Ball pushed back there to Burke, but they soon collar him. Stretch tries to get it back again. It's kicked off the ground. Picked up by Jarman again. A hand pass to Bennett. This looks dangerous. The ball goes back there by Jarman. Back towards the full forward position. Weaving his way through the pack was Johnson. A hand pass comes out now to Turner. Turner drives it right across the ground. And this gives Melbourne a bit of a break. Picked up here now by Conley. Conley's kick is a short one. Punched away again by Armfield. Back it goes to Jarman, doing a great job on the set. That's Andrew Jarman. Back to Armfield. It was fumbled, but they've got a chance to get clear now as we see Wildy get it back to Jarman, but they've grabbed him. And the umpire said it'll be holding the ball against him. I thought we're going to ball it up then, but he changed his mind.
They're allowed to, Lou.
Free kick going there to Grinter. That's not a good kick. It's a poor one. As a matter of fact, that's Andrew Jarman again. Over it goes to Tiller. And they take the ball away from the danger zone. Line got one hand to it. The ball pushed out now to Johnson. Johnson gets on the kick back. They go back into attack, but picked up by Jarman again, doing a great job in the centre. Over it goes to Antrobus. He goes for a short pass out wide. And the ball will be marked here by Carlo. This is Carlo at centre half forward, about 55 metres out from goal. He's gone for a pass. Hart couldn't grab that one. Batterston goes, but he's collared. A beautiful tackle there by Dittrich. Going through was Berg again, showing a lot of dash down there at defence for Melbourne. At centre half back, drives it up there to Grinter, but there's a magnificent mark by Riley. Quick play as it goes over to Armfield. Back it goes now to Stephen Riley, and Stephen Riley's kick is a long one down there for Port Adelaide. Pushed away by Melbourne again. Regolo. The ball back now by Berg. He's going to go down here. Point and collared him. But he gets it back to Moore, and he's in plenty of trouble. He's weaving and dodging, nowhere to go. Now he's out in the clear, and he finally drives the ball back to the centre of the ground for Melbourne.
Knocked away by Tiller. Ball hits the deck. Bennett should get there first. Fires out a hand pass. In goes Conley to try and pick the ball up. Good tackle, Riley. It's a real scramble out there. Can Melbourne get there through Bailey? They do so. Bailey's kick down towards half forward. Wildy getting underneath the ball. Wilson for Melbourne gets there first. Ball knocked away by Arnold. Wilson still in possession. Loose ball at half forward. Melbourne valiantly trying to go forward, but the North Adelaide defence standing firm. Batterston finally left foots it out of the pack. Up towards Regolo. He couldn't do with it. Actually, it was a play on call because it didn't travel the required meterage. Batterston just about caught with the ball this time, and surely it will be a North Adelaide free kick. It is. It will be taken by Hay. Hay from the centre half back post. Out towards the wing position. Knocked away by Turner. Johnson, still in my book, Melbourne's best player, but they haven't had too many of them. Underneath it is Richards. Or a gutsy attempt at the mark there, but it rebounds to Carwar. Regolo in pursuit. His kick out towards the centre wing position. Lyon has also done some useful things for Melbourne. Short pass. Conley. High tackle. Conley will take the free kick at left half forward flank. Not much doubt about that.
North Adelaide supporters a bit upset about the umpiring, but that one was high.
Two number 22s, and of course it was against Stephen Riley. Conley takes the kick, but the North Adelaide defence has done pretty well. Lyons tackle. In goes Wildy, or Wildy. What is it, Pete? Wildy or Wildy?
Wildy. We'll take Wildy. Commentator's nightmare, that one.
A boundary throw in the forward pocket. Chance for Batterston again, looking for a free kick. Jarman goes in very solidly, as he has done right throughout the night. Wilson takes it out of the pack. That was touched off the boot, I think. In any case, it's a behind. And so a point when badly needed goals are necessary. 6-5 to 3-6. 41 plays 24. And North Adelaide still doing it pretty well. As we wait the ball to come back into play through Arnold, who's been rock solid down there in the key defence post. He's gone for a short pass again, and Jarman takes the mark just up from the back pocket.
Well, this fellow would nearly be the best player on the ground, Jarman. That's Andrew Jarman playing in the centre. Of course, he's got a brother called Darren playing at half forward. This is John Riley going after. He doesn't make many mistakes, this fellow. Picks it up and drives it well over the half forward line. A chance for Bennett to mark it. Coming into meet at that time was Cole. He's put it out of bounds, but it's out there on the centre wing position.
Yes, Andrew Jarman was reported in a pre-season match, Lou, and he's only played one league game this year, so he's pretty keen out there tonight.
Just on the 10-minute mark, 17 points the difference in favour of North Adelaide. And Melbourne having a lot of trouble up there on the forward line, and of course they've been trounced in the ruck. Those two big fellas have killed them, Redden and Parsons. And they've got plenty of small players moving around the ground well, particularly Hart and Antrobus. Finally pushed out again there by the big fella as we see Jarman again driving it back there towards the forward pocket, going high. Antrobus, a shot at goal, it'll fall short. Everyone comes in, have a go, kicked off the ground, it'll be a goal. Kicked through that time by Darren Jarman. Well, they've gone now. 23 points in front. 7.
And so one further point to North Adelaide, 7-6 to 3-7, 48 to 25.
I think Melbourne should start thinking about putting a player on that Andrew Jarman, because he's just absolutely dominated the centre.
Yeah, the trouble is, Lou, they had Wilson on him in the first half. Now he's at full forward. Perhaps Stretch might be the sort of player that pacey enough to play in there.
Well, could play him a bit close. Oh, mark dropped there by Healy, picked up here now by Stephen Riley. The umpire said that's okay. Stephen Riley's got that out there on that centre wing position on the edge of the square. Up it goes to half forward. Moore gave one in the back there, picked up by Newport. Not a good kick. Stretch got his foot in the way. Newport comes in again, drives the ball back there towards the wing position. Lisby gets one hand to it, in a bit of trouble. He gets a hand pass out. But Robert Flower, did he throw that? The umpire said no. Down goes Hart, but he gets the ball out wide now. Grabbed here by Redden. Shrugs Moore off. Back it goes now to Stephen Riley. He drives the ball back there towards the full forward position. Oh, there'll nearly be a mark. That time to point, I would say. That was a great mark, and looking very worried and concerned is their coach from Melbourne, John Northey. And no doubt because they're in plenty of trouble now. Look at that mark.
Yeah, great judgment there, Lou, and he has played so well tonight. Fortunately, he was only winded a little while ago. You see that strap around his right knee. He had a reconstruction there last year.
There's the kick by Poynton. And it'll make the distance, but it's off target. Thank heavens from Melbourne's point of view there, and it's through for 1 point. And it's North Adelaide 7 goals, 6, 48 points. To Melbourne, 3 goals. No, they're 7-7, 49, I should say. To Melbourne, 3-7, 25. Ball down there on the back pocket. It's Cole with the ball for Melbourne. His kick is back towards half-back, but they've got no one up forward. Coming out to meet it now is Reynolds. He dropped that one. They're certainly not holding the ball as well as North Adelaide. Grabbed by Hayes. Well collared that time by Johnson. That was a good tackle, and he'll take the free kick. Johnson, as Pete said before, possibly Melbourne's best player, but they haven't got too many out there tonight. There's Clisby again. Over it goes to Stephen Riley. A nice balk, but that was a bad hand pass. Knocked out by Reynolds. It comes back to Redden. He gets a hand pass back to John Riley. Taps the ball out. As it goes for Hay. Hay goes for a long kick up there towards the full forward position. Coming out to meet it as Dietrich overran the ball. Chance for Turner to give the ball back to Cole again. He'll go for a pass. And Joe Regolo fumbled that. He ran into Bennett. Bennett's got him. Is that holding the ball? No, the umpire said no. He's still calling play, and as Dietrich gets a hand pass out to Andrews. This looks dangerous. He can't get clear, in goes Tiller, kicks it off the ground, and luckily for Berger, it went straight into his hands that time, and he can relieve the pressure by booting it back to the centre of the ground. 2 Melbourne players waited then as the ball is picked up by Jarman once more. That's Andrew Jarman. A hand pass from Melbourne goes back there to Stretch. He drives it back towards the big fella Arnold, and Wilson. There's a chance now for Wilson. He's good enough. A hand pass to Green to a snap and goal. It was a fresh air shot just about. And they're backing up well as it comes out to Armfield. Over it goes there to Arnold. They're doing it easy down there in defence. Here's the best player on the ground. That's Jarman. Back it goes to Armfield again. Picked up by Hart's. Hart's kick is down towards half back. They're playing all over the top, and Riley got one hand but couldn't hold the mark. Fedgie pulled him out, nearly held the man, but his brother backs him up well. And Stephen Riley takes the ball away from the danger zone to drive it deep into attack for North Adelaide.
Almost a mark to Redden. I think he might have paid it.
Paying it.
Yes. Redden at left half forward. He's gone, getting the ball moving quickly, trying to find Dietrich. The ball doesn't bounce kindly for him. Regolo's right there. Richards beats both of them. Gets it away from Carlaw. Might be out of bounds. It is on the full. And the free kick could be taken by Antrobus. Or it's going to be Carlaw. Carlaw will take it. Carlaw at right half forward flank, a long way from goal for North Adelaide. Should just about land it in the square. 2 Melbourne players are there, so too is Redden. And it's off the hands, and it will be a boundary throw in right forward pocket. 42 Redden, 30 is Peter Moore. Still 4 goals the difference, and that was the case at half-time. 49 plays 25 in the Foster's Cup from Football Park. Moore and Redden. Knocked down by Redden, picked up by Hart. Snapshot at goal, might have put it through. 1 point.
This was a magnificent knockout by Redden then.
They are very, very good ruckmen, Lou. They're probably the best combination, the best pair in Adelaide.
Well, I wouldn't argue with that. The way they've been playing tonight, that's for certain. Ball out towards the centre wing position. Stretch goes in pretty solidly. Could have almost given away a free kick for a high tackle, but I don't think so. It's going to be a bounce. adjacent to the players' interchange area, which is almost on centre wing. North Adelaide doing it quite nicely, thank you. And that's out of bounds now, not the greatest of bounces. Or does he bounce that again? Rowan Saws will bounce it again. That's a better one, marginally. Knocked away by Lyon. Time on being played in the third quarter. In goes Riley, in goes Batterston. North Adelaide crowd particularly happy with the way their side's performing tonight.
So they should be too. They put up a great performance here tonight, Peter.
They have. Moore wins that one. Tried to find Johnson. Good tackle from Hart. Umpire Rowan Saws says no free kick. Certainly smiling about it. Getting plenty of advice from the crowd here, predictably. Moore and Bennett, neither can get a crack at that one. Down goes Lyon. A lot of fumbling going on at the moment. It's finally socked out and picked up for Melbourne by Brett Bailey. Bailey's kick is up towards right half forward flank, and the mark taken by Reynolds. He started at full forward, playing somewhere on the half forward line at the moment. Reynolds kicks it straight to the opposition in Parsons, and he's done an excellent job tonight. How tall is he, Pete? He looks about 6'4".
6'7", 6'8", Pete.
He's a bit taller than that, huh?
Deceptive, yeah.
Wildy in the middle of the pack doesn't come down with it. It's Reynolds' ball. Reynolds has gone for a hand pass, picked up by Conley. Conley's kicked down towards half forward. A big pack of players again down there. Could be a Melbourne mark. It could have almost been a throw as well before he punched it. First ball, chance for Hart to pick the ball up. He's been an excellent player tonight. It's a high one. Reynolds getting underneath it. So too is John Riley. Picked up by Lyon for Melbourne. He's gone for a pass. Is that effective? It looks okay. Grinter takes the grab, and he would be within kicking distance, about 40 metres out, directly in front of goal. So a chance to make the difference. 3 goals. Well, 3 goals, 1 actually, if he's straight. A badly needed one here for Melbourne. They've only kicked 3 for the night, remember. I don't think that's going to be one either. I'll wait on the goal umpire. It's a point only. And so 1 behind takes the Melbourne total to 3-8. They trail North Adelaide 7-8.
There's the coach, Noonan, for North Adelaide. He'd certainly be happy with his side's performance tonight.
Yeah, they've played well as a team, Lou, and I think that's where Melbourne have just haven't performed. I mean, it is a team game. They haven't got a team thing going at all.
That's Wildy driving the ball back towards half-back. A mark dropped by Hay. This allows Johnson to pounce on the ball, drive it back, and there's a mark. It'll be Melbourne ready now to go back into attack. That was good play on the part of Bailey. Gave it over there to Healy. Had a shot at goal, and it's a goal. That's Healy's second goal. And, of course, a belated one, a badly needed one. 50 plays 32, a difference of 18 points. Still a big margin to pick up under these conditions.
Yes, Brett Bailey, I think, is playing in the middle now. He's had a pretty hard time against Andrew Jarman this quarter, but Healy has kicked 2 goals.
Both of them this quarter, Pete.
Yeah, that's right, Peter. They're both given to him, but the important thing about Healy is that he kicks straight. And that's all you've got to do.
Just on 22 and a half minutes gone, 18 points the difference. North Adelaide still in front. Melbourne in plenty of troubles. We see the ball marked out there at half-back by Wildy. Goes out wide to Tiller. They're creating the loose man beautifully. Melbourne just can't keep up with them as he shoots the ball long over the half-forward line. Up goes Bennett. Got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. A chance there for the ball to be driven back towards Moore. Moore's got a chance to pick this up. Parsons went in a little bit harder that time. Picked up by Riley. Over it goes to Carl. Oh, this could be a goal. A long shot up there towards the big fella there in Dietrich, and it's forced out of bounds in the forward pocket.
That handball from Riley then, Lou, under a great deal of pressure to be able to get it through bodies like that is just an indication of how good he is.
There'll be a throw in about 2 or 3 metres around from the North Adelaide goal, and rain pouring down again. All back into play as we see the ball taken away by Stretch. Stretch short of centre half back to the centre of the ground. Grinter overruns the ball. This gives Hay a chance. He missed it. Riley got one on the back, and John Riley will take the free kick around about centre field. Goes for a short pass. Antrobus in front. He's got that back.
End of a free kick.
So Antrobus, their little men are cutting to the piece, but they're getting plenty of help from these 2 big guys too as rain pelts down here. Up goes Moore. Good defensive plays. He knocks the ball back, but there's too many North Adelaide players here. Hand passing comes over now to Steve Riley. A long shot at goal, but I don't think he'll make the distance. Nearly a free kick to the big fella Dietrich, but the umpire said play on as Regalo gets it back now. Picked up that time by Cole. Cole's kick is back towards half-back. And it looks as though Poynton's down again. That's a bit of bad luck. And the umpire will ball it up out there on the half-forward line. No, he's okay. It's down towards the centre wing position, actually. It's North Adelaide 7-8-50 to Melbourne 4-8-32 as we approach the 24.5-minute mark of this third quarter. Back it comes to Batterston. But they're just kicking wildly. Melbourne, not any purpose in their play at all. It's the wide open spaces. Now Flowers got it, but there's two after him. He hooks the ball back to Grinter. He's got a mark that he should have grabbed it. He tried to knock it on. It's picked up, but no, it won't be a goal by Wilson. That time it hit the point post and the ball is out of bounds.
See Flowers at full forward now, and Wilson's at centre half forward, so he's certainly throwing around a bit. Luke,
I thought Grinter could have gone for the mark there rather than tap it on. Ball back into play again. Reynolds dropped that one, but that's understandable. It's very slippery out there. It'll be a ball up about 15 metres out from the Melbourne goal. And believe you me, they're really struggling. 32 points Melbourne to North Adelaide 50. Just on 25 minutes gone of this third quarter of the Foster's Football Cup. Well, they're all trying to break through that pack, and I'm quite sure the umpire will ball this up still about 15 metres out from the Melbourne goal.
Melbourne goal, right. I think you said earlier in the game, if someone's in front by 3 goals at three-quarter time, it could be curtains.
It could be enough to win the match.
Well, of course, it's interesting. 26 points is the best losing deficit so far, so both of these teams could still advance to the next round. Stretch losing this race for the ball. It beats him and also Jarman over the line. Right in the centre wing position. John Northey looking a pretty worried coach at the moment as we approach the 26.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
And one of the great Melbourne champs there, Frank Adams, one of the great players for Melbourne.
He was a great champ. Here's a free kick. It's going to Bennett. Bennett to take the free kick on the left centre wing position for the Roosters. Down towards left half forward. Not a bad kick with the wet and greasy ball at the moment. The rain's still quite heavy. Trying to get clear is Poynton. Now he's got a second chance. That could be out of bounds off the boot of Jarman, I thought. No?
Oh, I reckon it was.
Oh, hometown decision, I think, that one. Just a slight bit of luck there.
Anyway, not seen by the umpire. Picked up by Stretch. Stretch from a position just short of the right centre wing position. Good long ball down towards the half-forward line for Melbourne. Great mark taken there by Wilson. He's certainly trying, Brian Wilson. I don't know that he's displaying the skills tonight that he obviously does possess. That's a good pass. Picked up by Johnson, who had a great first half. Stumbles and fumbles at the wrong time. Healy, he's kicked 2 goals this quarter. Ball socket off the ground by Tiller. Back up towards the centre field area. In the back, holding the ball. Whatever. No, out to Bennett. Bennett on left centre wing. Goes for the long kick. Down towards the half-forward line for the Roosters. Off the hands of the pack. Poynton again with the opportunity. Gets the hand pass out. Hart could have gone for a hand pass. Decides to have a shot himself. Bad play. I thought that was pretty selfish, Pete.
Yes, in the final analysis, Peter, it was. Dietrich was there. He was there for a long time, and I agree with you. He should have been used.
I think there's a few words being said down there about that very same thing. We might be able to take a look at it during the break.
Well, I think Dietrich was pretty upset, but I think what Hart was trying to do to get back on his left foot to kick the ball, and he couldn't quite make up his mind. He got off balance, too. In fairness to Hart.
Yeah, well, he goes both ways, Lou, right and left, so perhaps he wasn't too sure. It was a bit very indecisive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, 7-9-51 at three-quarter time. North Adelaide leading Melbourne 4-8-32. We'll be back for three-quarter time comment from Peter Marker in just a minute. Underway, 51 plays 32 in favour of North Adelaide. Can Melbourne come back? Peter Moore gets to the ball first. The ball socket away from him. Now he's got a second chance to pick it up. Could be a free kick to Jarman. Moore's not too happy about that. And Jarman will take the free kick on the right centre wing position. North Adelaide kicking with the assistance of the breeze. Jarman's kick down to the right half forward flank. At the back is Parsons. Couldn't take the mark. Chance for Cole to shoot out a hand pass. Unable to do that. Parsons again tries to get it clear. Now he palms it on to Bennett. Picked up by Cole. Cole goes long back towards the centre field area. And the mark is taken for Melbourne by Brian Wilson. He's certainly tried hard, Lou, hasn't he?
Certainly has, but he's a long way out from goal.
Long way from goal, playing at half forward on the latter stages of the third quarter. A chance for the Demons through Newport. If he can never pick the ball up, it's like a piece of soap out there. Very slippery. In goes John Riley. Now Newport's got a second chance. Gets onto the left foot. Hooks it back into the square. Strong mark almost taken by Arnold. Flowers right there with him. The ball out of bounds in Melbourne's right forward pocket in front of Alan Johnson.
He's been a solid player down there. Arnold, too. He hasn't put a foot wrong all night. He hasn't been an outstanding player, but he's done everything right, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, Lou, and he's on Robbie Flower at the moment, and Wilson's still at centre-half forward for Melbourne.
And Wilson actually contesting the ruck duels there, certainly conceding a few inches to the taller North Adelaide players. In goes Arnold to try and retrieve the ball from the pack. Not successful, although he comes up with it. And it's going to be a bounce in Melbourne's right forward pocket. Arnold goes up, knocks it down, taken by Tiller, gets the hand pass out to Lyon. Up to Batterston. Boots the ball back whence it came, in towards Robbie Flower. That might even be a goal. No, Flower, chance. Shoots out the hand pass again. From Healy, Flower. Back over the top. Melbourne's forward play not really good at the moment. Wilson, long hand pass. Richards. Carwell goes inside. He could have got one in the back.
He did.
Umpire playing the advantage rule, and North Adelaide take advantage of that, and racing clear is Stephen Riley, who's been one of their better players, certainly. Both the Riley boys have done well. The ball on towards the centre wing position, where it's picked up by Turner. Not a good kick. Melbourne's kicking to position tonight has been atrocious, and it will be a boundary throw-in just past the 2-minute mark of the term.
19 points the difference in favour of North Adelaide, and that's just about a winning lead under these conditions, I would say, Peter.
Could be, Lou, and again, that strong tackling of North Adelaide stopped Melbourne in the forward lines.
Well, they're winning just about all over the ground. They've had a champion play on this fella Hart, and also the fellow in the set has been a marvellous player. That's Andrew Jarman.
Andrew Jarman.
And not forgetting Big Parsons doing a marvellous job down there in the ruck and on the forward line.
Yeah, when your ruckmen go well, Lou, normally your overs do.
Well, that's right. They both got under that, the two ruckmen. Kicked off the ground by Moore down towards the half-forward line. Conley goes soccer tactics. Getting in the way that time was Healy. Picked up by Newport up to Arnold. Arnold and Flower having a battle. Nearly a free kick to Arnold. No, he said play on as they're still struggling down there. Down goes Wilson. Kicked off the ground. Back to Conley. He's got a chance. A hand pass. And that's Grinter having a shot. I think he might have threaded it through. Yes, a goal. Just over 3.5 minutes gone of this last quarter. 13 points the difference. Melbourne back with a chance. Or nearly a free kick. I think he said play on. It's picked up by Wilson. They've got their confidence back now. Melbourne's up to Flower and Arnold. They both can't get it, but Arnold doing a great job there. Gets away. He's played it safe and went for the hand pass through the point post.
McNernan there in the coach's box. Yeah, South Australian sides generally have tended to fall away late in a game, Lou. I don't know that we'll see it tonight. I think North is still going with a breeze.
They're still playing pretty well. Strong football. 12 points the difference. Punched out by Moore again. Back it goes here now. Conley gets a hand pass over to Healy. A snap and goal, and this is good. And it's only a goal the difference. That's his third. So Melbourne back with a chance. And I don't know how they got up this close, because they certainly don't deserve to be as close as 6 points to North Adelaide.
Well, they've run it away from centre a couple of times, Lou, and the one great thing about Greg Healy is the last 3 kicks he's had he's kicked goals with, and you can do no better than that. If you're aiming at goal, he kicks straight from the half-forward flank. They're in the forward pocket resting at the moment, but only 1 goal in it.
7-9 to 6-9 now. 3 goals to Greg Healy, all of them kicked after half-time. Moore and Redden fly for the ball. Neither can get a tap out. No one getting or making much headway here. Tackled by Johnson. Sees the ball dribble to ground. Hay goes in, Soggle there to try and pick it up. And it's going to be a bounce at centre field. 6 points the difference. That's the closest Melbourne have been for quite some time. In fact, since the first quarter. Knocked away by Peter Moore as he's starting to get on top of the ruck. North Adelaide kick comes out towards half-forward. Knocked away by Poynton. Here's a chance for them now. Antrobus going goalwards. This could be the steadier they need. Looks pretty good from here. It's a goal! Antrobus bringing up his first for the night. He's been fairly quiet for the last quarter and a half. 8-9 to 6-9 at Football Park.
Well, that's the first time that he really got into the clear, and you see it come over the top, and Antrobus is a very, very quick player. They couldn't quite catch him. It was Darryl Burke that put the hands out but didn't quite get there, and to kick a goal like that at full pace is a darn good effort. 8-9 to 6-9. North leading by 12 points.
Antrobus's first goal. And as I said in the call, that was the steadier they needed. Knocked away by Peter Moore. Picked up by Carlaw. Gets the hand pass to Wildy. He's almost caught with the ball. It's a Melbourne ball going forward now. It's Brett Bailey. Up towards their full forward position. Arnold comes out. Flower pounces on the ball. Shoots out the hand pass. Taken away by Conley. Right foot snapshot. That's not bad. Hit the post, I think. Yes, it did. So no luck for the Demons there. And that makes the deficit now 11 points. 6-10 to 8-9. 57 plays 46.
11 points the difference in favour of North Adelaide. And of course Melbourne looked as though they were no hopers at three-quarter time, but they've bounced back. But that was a great goal kicked by Anthropos to give them that 2-goal lead. It's only 11 points now. Out it goes to Hart and Healy. It's Hart taking the ball away. Outpaced in that time. Goes for a short pass, and Hayes got it back out there on the wing position. They're ready to go deep into attack. That's a long kick over their half-forward line. Players set themselves. Parsons couldn't hold that. Down goes Point, and there's a go now for Anthropos again. He kicked their last goal. Good play over to Carlaw. A snappered goal. He's got it through. It's a goal. And they're really bouncing back again. That puts them a bit in front. What's that? 17 points in front now.
Yes, well, Melbourne got 2 and North have got 2 back, but great football by Anthropos. He ran the ball out in front of him, Lou, and a lot of players fall over at that stride, but he didn't. He got it over to Carlaw, and not a bad kick under pressure either.
That was a great kick.
A brilliant one, and off the field is Daryl Hart now, and he's being replaced by Kim Klomp.
17 points the difference into this quarter by just on 7.5 minutes. Up she goes. Moore couldn't get that knockout. Struggling there by both sides, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field once again. There's Hart going off the ground. He's been one of their good players tonight. 9 goals, 9.63 North Adelaide to Melbourne 6.10.46 as we approach the 7.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Melbourne in plenty of trouble. There's the best player on the ground, Andrew Jarman, a left footer up there towards the full forward position. Parsons there nearly grabbed that one. Haygarth Poynton goes in. It comes out now to Burke. He lost it. Back it goes now to Line. He's having trouble picking it up down there in the back pocket.
Free kick.
The umpire's found a free kick. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. So it's Line to relieve the pressure to a certain degree down there in that back pocket. The kick is a shocker. It's out of bounds. This gives Tiller the chance to send them back into attack again. He's out there at half forward, about 65 metres out from goal. Kick drops a bit short. At the back is the big fella. Parsons couldn't hold the mark. Picked up now by Burke. Nice bit of dodging. Oh, he's got it round the neck, but the umpire said he's clear and let him play on. Back it goes to Grinter. Coming out to meet it now. Overrunning it was the centre play, but it's finally picked up by Clisby. Back it goes again. Still plenty of battling going on. Redden couldn't get out. Kicked down by Johnson. Down towards centre half forward. Flower gives a hand pass back to Batterson. He was grabbed, but the umpire said play on. Jarman with a hand pass. Out it goes to Armfield. And they're playing with a lot of confidence. A short pass and a mark taken there by Tiller at half back for Port Adelaide. North Adelaide.
Tiller with Johnson on the mark. Tiller's played a pretty consistent game.
He's been a fair player, Pete.
Jarman gets around Peter Moore. Short pass is badly directed, and the mark is taken by Daryl Burke at the right half-back flank. Best quarter of football we've seen so far in this match. Burke's kick up towards the centre square area. Not much teamwork there from Melbourne. Ball socket back towards the half-forward line now for North Adelaide, and a chance for the Demons to pick it up. That's Turner getting ridden into the ground. Poynton looks for the hand pass. Gets it out to the big fellow Parsons. I'll tell you what, he can move for a tall guy. Has a shot at goal, and he's put it through, I think. He has. Great play, North Adelaide. Parsons' first goal, and that could be the sealer. 10-9 to 6-10 at Football Park.
He kicked that like a rover.
Certainly did.
I think it's important for Melbourne to realise that they're still in the competition, if perhaps not the match. 23 points in it. If they can keep it at that mark, they could live to fight another day. Richard soccers it off the ground, but it's a Melbourne ball.
Healy,
who's kicked 3 goals, and Greg Healy will take the free kick at centre half back.
well, this crowd can certainly smell victory here because they're really on their toes now backing the North Adelaide side, Pete.
Yes, I don't think that too many Demon supporters have made the trip across, Lou. Peter Moore at centre field. Can't get clear. Now he does. Back to Greg Healy. Healy up towards half forward. It's John Riley. Fires out the hand pass to Hay. Back it goes to Stephen Riley. Just about tripped up. Yes, it is. Free kick to North Adelaide. He'll take it at the left half-back flank.
Well, he stopped him in his tracks, but he still gets the free kick, Stephen Riley. He's played a fine game tonight too. The 2 Riley boys.
Yeah, they're good defenders, Lou.
Ball tapped on again by Redden. There's a chance now for the ball to be taken clear that time by Jarman. That's Darren Jarman. The ball over the half-forward line. It's too long for Bennett, and it'll be a throw-in. Melbourne making a change there now.
Payne on and Richards off.
And let's see who's going off. It's Richards off the ground. So it's out of bounds about 65 metres around from the North Adelaide goal. There's 69 points to Melbourne 46. Ball comes back to Bennett. In goes Stretch. And it's out of bounds. This time it's getting up towards that wing position on the outer side of the ground. 10-9, 69, and they haven't been headed all night, North Adelaide. They don't deserve to lose this one. Parsons again. That's a knockout, or skidding across the ground. That time was Conley. Ball kicked back towards the half-forward line by Klomp. Fumbling going on. Delia pushing the back. Now the umpire called plain as a hand pass comes out to Hay. He fumbles the ball. Another one back now to Conley again as the ball is picked up here by Cole. Cole's kick is out towards the half-forward line for Melbourne. Coming out to meet it is Flower. He's in a bit of trouble here. Skyway was well collared. A beautiful tackle that time. Picked up by Arnold. He breaks clear. Tries to get the ball back. It'll go out of bounds.
Good tackle, Flower.
Certainly was a great tackle by Stephen Riley too. Before that.
Yes, the tackling has been great. It's good to see Melbourne come back at North Adelaide, and great to see North Adelaide come back again at Melbourne.
Ball back in play again, knocked out by Redden, driven back there by Armfield for North Adelaide, and a good mark taken in defence by Cole on the centre wing position for Melbourne. Melbourne still in plenty of trouble. 69 points, North Adelaide to Melbourne 46, and this is going to help North Adelaide now because it's absolutely pelting down. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Big Clisby, and they're raining like nobody's business, so I would say they're just about in the clear. 69 to 46. We approach the 12.5-minute mark.
He's kicked his boot just about as far as he kicked the ball on that occasion. You can see it lying there at centre half forward, just near the edge of the square. Loose ball, stretch, looks for Bailey or Batterston. Picked up by Bailey. Bailey's gone for a short kick down towards Greg Healy, and Greg Healy takes the mark. Now he's kicked 3 goals, all of them after half-time, and you can see it absolutely pelting down here. It's coming down by the 5-ton truckload. Greg Healy kicking against the tide. Going to be a good kick from there. Kick number 12 for the Melbourne Rover. Almost marked by Flower. Wilson off the ground. Has he got it through? I think so. Yes, it's 4 points. So Brian Wilson bringing up 2 flags. That's his first for the night. Melbourne's 7th goal, 7-10 to 10-9. They're still in it.
Yes, they certainly are. And Brian Wilson, well, you don't win a Brownlow medal if you can't do things like that. And he did what Michael Poynton did in the first quarter. Came in late, kicked it off the ground. And in these conditions, you see a fair bit of that. So Melbourne certainly not out of it. 7-10 to 10-9, only 17 points if my arithmetic is correct.
Knocked down by Redden. 17 points the difference. Melbourne still in the match and still in the competition. 26, the best losing score so far. It goes to Stretch at right half forward flank. Short pass trying to find Robbie Flower. Could have almost been in the back against Wildy. It is. It's not Flower, it's Reynolds.
Hit him on the head. He's having a bad trot out there, isn't he?
Well, he's got the free kick, so I think that'll make amends for it.
He's got a funny style for kicking, kicking at goal, but he's usually pretty accurate, Peter.
He's got a belt right in the right ear, I think, that time.
And he got one from the ball that evened it up. He kicked, I think it was 4 on Saturday at Victoria Park against Fitzroy. Let's see what he can do with this one. It's close, so I have to wait on the goal umpire for that. It's touched right on the line, and so are behind for the Demons. Takes their total to 7-11. That makes the difference now 16 points. 69 plays 53 as we await Arnold to bring the ball back into play. Rain still coming down, not as heavy as it was. Arnold with the breeze and the rain behind him. Goes towards the outer side. Almost a mark to Armfield. Picked up by Bailey at the second grab. Shepherd from Johnson and Reynolds. In towards the forward pocket. Arnold, too tall over the top, takes it over Healy.
Doing a great job down there, Arnold at fullback. Edmonds getting ready to come on for North Adelaide. Ball sent out there towards the half-back line. Moore got one hand to it, couldn't hold the mark. Coming out of the pack is Stretch. He's been one of their better players tonight too. Stretch is a good pass and marked there at centre half forward by Robert Flower. So they're trailing by 16 points. A short pass. There's a chance for Bailey to break clear. Doesn't know where to go. He's got to do something. Back it goes to Johnson. Put him under pressure. Out it goes to Healy. A snap at goal, but he's up target. And it's through for 1 point. They certainly made a mess of that.
Gee, their work rate's up though, Lou. In this last quarter, they've done plenty of work, and they're certainly not out of the game because 15 points, if they're good enough, there's enough time for them to get up.
Well, that 15 points is worth about 6 goals under these conditions, I would say, because it's still pelting down here at Football Park. Out it goes to Robert Flower. He dropped the sitter, but it's very slippery now. Flower's clear. He's looking for someone to give the ball to as he drives it up to the teeth of goals. Now the pack fly. Oh, there's a great mark taken by that That was Wildy. Wildy took that mark at fullback. Strong mark.
Pretty well an uncontested mark, though. The coach wouldn't be happy with that.
It was a great mark under these conditions.
Certainly was. It really stuck that ball.
Ball out there. There's another good mark taken this time by Redden. These two big ruckmen have pulled them apart, Redden and Parsons. Player coming onto the ground now is Edmund, and Hay off. Back it goes now, and Mark dropped that time by line, but it's a difficult one. Bennett gets it back now to Carlaw. Carlaw out there on the centre wing position. Back it goes to Bennett. A fumble. He's grabbed, but still gets the ball back to Riley. Riley, another hand pass to Edmund, just coming on the ground over their half-forward line. The pack fly, and a good mark taken in defence there by Newport. Into the quarter by just on 16 and a half minutes. It's North Adelaide 10-9, 69 to Melbourne 7-12, 54. Chance there for Melbourne to go back into attack as we see the ball driven up there by Newport, and Stretch takes a good mark. I would say he's their best player.
Yeah, I think so, Lou. I think he's worked harder than any other player, and perhaps he's more familiar with these surroundings too.
Well, he could be. There's no excuse for the Melbourne players. Just the same. Up it goes towards full forward. The ball hits the deck. Picked up by Stephen Riley. They take the ball away from the danger zone again. Back towards centre field. Line grabs that one. That was a safe mark around about the centre of the ground. He goes out wide. It'll be okay, and Johnson's got it. He goes for a pass. Down there to Wilson. Wilson going after it. Glisby's after him. He grabs it. It'll be out on the man, I would say. Back to Bailey. In plenty of trouble. Back to Wilson again. A snap and goal, but it's smothered. In goes Riley. That's John Riley, and forced down of bounds in the full clock.
Richards back on.
Richards back on the ground. It's just on the 17.5-minute mark. North Adelaide 10-9, 69 to Melbourne 7-12, 54.
And the player taken off with the Demons was Payne. Snapshot for goal by Rodney. Grinter is pretty close, I think. It looks like it's through. It is. And so Grinter brings up his second goal. Melbourne still in with a chance. 60 plays 69.
Gee, it was a great snap, and that was probably even better than the one he did probably 5 or 6 minutes ago. Onto that left boot, he hooked it right around over his shoulder, and they're certainly well in touch. I mean, in most games, if it's 9 points the difference with, what, about 10 minutes to go, you say it's a close game.
John Northey making plenty of changes. Fidge back on this time for Greg Healy. Can't understand why he's been taken off. It's Jarman driving the ball forward. Burke may get there first for Melbourne. He does from Klomp. And that was just about a throw. Poynton takes it, or was it out of bounds?
Out of bounds, Pete.
A little bit lucky.
Worth the try, I guess.
It's hard to believe that Melbourne are still within striking distance the way they've played here tonight, because the North Adelaide's been the far better side, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've kicked 4 goals for this quarter, though, Lou, and that just shows you in a low-scoring game, anything can happen.
And we saw Greg Healy there taken from the ground, as I mentioned. Looks like a bit of cramp, so that would be the reason for that, because he's been their most effective forward. Boundary throw it again. Bennett got 2 hands to it, so too did Moore, but the umpire's found a free kick. It will go to Bennett as Moore collected him. And so Bennett will take the free kick between left half forward flank and left forward pocket. Fair way from goal. Need to aim for the right goal post with this breeze. He's done just that. Into the square it goes. Moore is the high flyer. Tries to tap it further forward. Klomp gets grabbed, almost caught with the ball. A real stack-up develops, and it's going to be a bounce, and that will take place in the 10-metre square. If North Adelaide can get a goal here, it would just about seal it for them. Chance for them. Snapshot for goal from Zunchens, I think, putting it through. It is. He's just come onto the ground. It's got to be his first kick, and he's scored a goal. 11-9 to 8-12, 15 points in it.
Well, you anticipated it, Peter. If they score a goal here, it'll just about be it. And there he is, number 12. Right in the right spot. Came down. He just got boot to ball. The tackle was on, but that's all it needed. His first goal, and North Adelaide get yet another breather. 15 points in front, but there's still enough time for Melbourne to get up.
Just on the 20-minute mark, 15 points the difference in favour of North Adelaide. The ball hits the deck again. Still the Moore trying to come out. They collar him. He can't get clear. Gritter tries to get a hand pass. Back it comes there to Antrobus, but he was grabbed. The umpire said dropping the ball. Didn't give him much of a chance then. So it'll be a free kick going out there to Melbourne. It'll be taken by Lyon out there on the edge of the square towards the wing position. It's gone for a hand pass. Over there now to Stretch. Stretch with the ball down towards the forward pocket. Reynolds comes out. He's grabbed the mark, but he's about 50 metres out. I think he could be too far out to kick this goal. They're trailing by 15 points, Melbourne. It's the kick. Falls short in front is Big Redden. That's a strong mark. As we've mentioned many times, these two big fellas, Redden and Parsons, have dominated the area tonight.
Yes, they have, Lou. I'd say they've dominated it all except for, say, the first 12 or 15 minutes of this quarter, and I think that's why Melbourne have got back into it.
Ball back up there towards the half-back line. They all miss that line. Gets it, but he goes down. There's plenty of players falling over left and right. That'll be a free kick this time to Edmund of North Adelaide out there at half-back.
It's a big night for him too, Lou. It's his first game. He hails from the Hamilton Imperials from the Western Victorian Border League.
Well, he's really a Victorian, isn't he? There's a hand pass coming over now. A beautiful bit of play on the part of Andrew Jarman. Still the best player on the ground in my book. Down it goes to Dietrich. Did he get one on the back? No, the umpire said that's okay, and it's out of bounds. About 35 metres around from the North Adelaide goal. They're 11-9-75 to Melbourne. 8 goals, 12-60 as we approach the 21.5-minute mark of this last quarter of the Foster's Football Cup, and time running out for Melbourne as Moore taps the ball down to Batterston, but it was smothered, well smothered that time by Antrobus, and the ball is still in the attacking zone for North Adelaide, about 45-50 metres around from their goal.
Johnson off, Healy back on.
Johnson off and Healy back on the ground. Moore got the tap out, grabbed by Klopp, a hand pass, comes back there. Finally breaking clear is Lime, but he's grabbed. Oh, Klopp got one right around the neck that time. He'll get a free kick, and he's well within kicking distance. And this goal, if he kicks it, would seal the game for the night for North Adelaide.
You'd remember his brother, Lou, Robert?
Yes, he brings back a lot of memories to me and Buff Skilton and Jack Edwards. This is Klomp, young Klomp coming in from about 40 metres out. The kick on its way, and it's not a bad kick, it's a goal. So you can put down your glasses now about North Adelaide, the 22.5-minute mark. They moved to 12 goals, 981 to Melbourne, 8 goals, 1260.
Yes, the free kick was certainly there. He was down low. Seeing come through here now, and the umpires are paying those as they should. It's definitely high. He was nearly scalped, and it was a good goal. 12-9 to 8-12, North Adelaide leading.
Well, Melbourne are still in the competition. I don't think the match 21 points in it. If it will be 21 points at the end of the match, then they're still in the Foster's Cup. They would play next week. Up towards Robbie Flower, left half forward flank. Flower picks it up, left foots it back towards the half forward line. Overrunning the ball is Riley. Might get a second chance to pick it up here. Scoops it up pretty well to Antrobus. The McGarry medalist gets it back to Bailey though, and Bailey takes the mark at the second grab. Bailey left half forward flank for Melbourne. Time running out for the Demons. Up towards their full forward position, and the mark taken by Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson would be about 35 to 40 metres out and directly in front of goal. 11 kicks to the Brownlow medalist. Can he make it two? I don't think so with that kick. It looks as though it's a point. It is. Kicked by Brian Wilson. Melbourne's 13th, 8-13 to 12-9, a difference of 20 points. So the interest really, whether Melbourne can stay in the competition as one of the best losers. I think they will. Moore misses the mark. Ball shot out towards Antrobus on the centre wing position. In pursuit, Robbie Flower. Antrobus gets it back again. Long kick down towards the half-forward line. Poynton doing battle with Cole. Could have been a high tackle. Chance to make it 2 goals for Klopp if he's accurate, but that one's not. It's out of bounds on the full. And it will be a Melbourne free kick, and it will be taken by either Burke or Rigolo. It might even be taken by Turner, who's going to get there first. Of course, if Melbourne do get to within that 26-point mark, I think they play next week. So it's going to be a big week for the Demons. Big mark taken out there by Bennett. Bennett at the left half forward flank for North Adelaide. Trying to find Dietrich, couldn't do so. Cole waiting at the back, takes the crumbs well, gets it away from Carlaw. He's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. It's marked out there by Newport. Newport's kick is a long one around towards the centre wing position, but it's all North Adelaide, and the ball picked up on this occasion by Jarman. Jarman's kick back up towards the full forward position. Loose ball in the goal square. Cole will content to see it through for a pointer out of bounds. It's out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for North Adelaide.
Just on the 25-minute mark, 81 plays, 61 in favour of North Adelaide, so they're in plenty of trouble now. They look as though they're going to win this one for sure. It's been a fine effort by the North Adelaide team. Pushed out by Moore, back to Batterson. There's a hand pass coming over there now to Cole. His kick is short, picked up by Conley out there at half-back. Drops it short, looking over there for Stretch, back to Flower, weaves and dodges. Arnold right on his tail as he sends the ball back to the half-forward line. Fitch couldn't hold that mark, backing up well as Harmfield. Kicks a short one out, but they're playing it safe. Coming out to meet it now is Clisby and also Edmund. Edmund's there first, back it goes to Clisby. They're backing, oh, he's going to go over the line, he'll lose it, but he beat Fitch. Another hand pass back to Stephen Riley, who's clear out there. Beautiful play. Great play by Riley. Did that very well. The kick short, it deserved better. And Batterson's got the mark out there on the centre wing position. A long hand pass to Turner. Turner at centre field. Boots the ball over the half-forward line. Pack fly, and there's a good mark in defence that time by Clisby again. So the defence standing up well. And the best player on the ground, Andrew Jarman, boots it out to Edmund again. This young fella's doing pretty well since he came on the ground too, Peter.
Certainly is, Lou. It'd be a great night for him, I think, first game.
Hand pass back to Bennett, grabs it on the boundary line, back to Edmund again. He's having a feast of kicks, out it goes wide now. It's picked up this time by, that's Darren Jarman up towards the full forward position. Coming across is Joe Regolo to take a mark. Haven't seen much of him tonight. Joe Regolo. Oh, that's a shocking bit of play. There's a snap at goal, but couldn't make the distance that time by...
free kick.
That's a free kick. He's caught play on. It's going to be a goal. So Antrobus has got a goal. That's his second. So it's all over by the shouting now.
26 points, an interesting margin, Lou. Another point, and they're out of the competition as well of the match.
That's right. Okay, 13-9, 87 North Adelaide to Melbourne, 8 goals, 13-61.
Well, that was the free kick that was paid. It was against Joe Regolo. Yes, it was Joe Regolo, but Tony Antrobus just picked it up and casually kicked the goal, and that certainly puts it well beyond doubt. 2 goals Antrobus, and the deficit now 26 points.
Now, can Melbourne stay in the competition? They're out of the match. I think we'll concede that. Three teams on 26 points. I guess it would be on percentage. Out the ball comes this time to Tiller. Up to the half-forward line again for North Adelaide. And the mark taken by Antrobus again. Well, the Demon Swan Song could be coming up. In front is Turner. Poynton at the back, so too is Cole. Poynton tries to trap it, does it well. He looked for a hand pass. Now he's had a shot. Could have screwed it back. Well, Melbourne are out of the competition now. That's 27 points. So Mike Noonan will be pretty happy with their efforts tonight.
And we've played just on 28 minutes. I reckon about another 2 minutes will see this game out, Peter.
You'll have to kick it in again, line, because the umpire hadn't finished waving the flags. They need a point, at least to get back onto the 26 mark. Mark taken by Klopp. Well, they're finishing all over the top of Melbourne. Well, I thought he took the mark, and I think the fans here would agree with that. Newport tries to get the ball into the open, still battling his way. He's got to beat 3 North Adelaide players, and the umpire has said it will be a bounce or a free kick to Newport. I think it's going to be the latter. It's going to Batterston, the free kick. Batterston from left half-back flank. Short pass around to Wilson. Clisby was there, out of bounds on centre wing. So a boundary throw in to take place, right on the centre wing position. 29 is Clisby, difference 27 points. Ball hits the deck, comes out to Richards from Connolly. Half-forward line for the Demons now. Armfield beating Grinter in the race for the ball. Armfield goes wide, playing it safe. Comes out to young Edmund, doesn't get a favourable bounce. Grinter's right there with him, offloads him pretty smartly. Edmund regains his composure and balance very quickly. It's about his 5th kick. Up to Riley. Ball hits the deck at Antrobus. At the back was Richards. They've misjudged that completely. Turner's gone for the hand pass. Gets it out to Stretch at the right half-back flank. Stretch around towards the centre wing position. Connolly had the front position. Chance for Newport to pick the ball up. He'll try and soccer it perhaps. It's very greasy still. Edmonds in pursuit. Edmonds gains control. Fires out a hand pass looking for John Rowe. He's found his brother. A long hand pass back to Antrobus. Off the ground from Batterston. That wasn't particularly smart. The ball out of bounds, is it? No, it'll be picked up by Tiller on the left centre wing.
And Tiller drives it back over the half-forward line. There's the siren to win the match, and North Adelaide have won. A convincing win, 13-10-88 to Melbourne, 8 goals, 13-61, and Melbourne are out of the competition completely because they lost by 27 points here tonight. And there's no doubt about it, North Adelaide certainly deserved their win. They were never headed all night. Their tackling has been tremendous. They had about 5 or 6 good players, small player, but their centre player, that was Andrew Jarman, played a superb game, and he was ably backed up by his 2 big ruckmen in Redden and Parson.
Yeah, I'd agree with all of that, Lou. I think he was best player on the ground. When it really counted, he was there. He was doing the work. Hart and Antrobus were very good, as you would expect with dominant ruckmen. Also across that half-back line, John Riley, Stephen Riley, Clisby did very well. Arnold at fullback was a good player. And Poynton, I think, should be mentioned too. He was a very clever half forward. But, gee, when you look through that Melbourne side, not a lot of good players, Lou, and yet they got within 9 points midway through the last quarter. And I think it was done mainly through players. The ruckman got on top. They started to get even Stevens in the middle. Stretch was a good player, and a couple of other ones, Wilson, Johnson, perhaps even
well, you're finding
Flower.
Yeah, well,
Flower even got a couple of touches late.
But they didn't have enough players, and of course the North Adelaide side receiving a tremendous ovation from the crowd, and so they should, because they put it all over the Melbourne team. They flattened them from the word go. Their tackling was superb. They backed up well, and they would have been a very stiff side to lose. The best side won by a mile.
Yes, and that represents a 27-point margin. And as we mentioned before, Melbourne not only losing the match, but they're also out of the competition by 1 point. I guess they could be unlucky there, but they certainly couldn't consider themselves unlucky on the night, because North Adelaide, as we mentioned, were far too good. 13-10-88 to 8-13-61. We'll take a break, and we'll be back at Football Park in Adelaide in just a moment.
This program was brought to you by Carlton, brewers of Foster's Lager, Australia's favourite beer.